Greetings. This is the intro. I'm recording this out of order. The intro of this video is me at work going over the overview. Then it's me doing the whale tier list. So this is the completed whale tier list. I placed two more tier lists because you were having issue with it. So this is the original non-biased tier list. This is what everyone should use. And this is the plus 12 tier list relative to the power level of this tier list. And this is the tier list if the new relative tier list. So if everyone was plus 12, this bottom option creates new options in comparison to other plus 12 units. This tier list compares it to these units, not plus 12. So if a unit, let's say Arita in A tier here is facing off against whatever I use to evaluate A tier on this tier list. Again, Arita is low because she's a welfare unit. When you start off, Arita, Ogier, Ramona, Lotan, etc. are all going to be weak, except for Ramona. I don't want to use it. All the welfare workers are going to be weak until you get dupes, and dupes are time gated. Time gated is bad for new players. For most of your time playing the game, first few months, all the welfare workers are going to be weak, minus Aegis and Ramona. So, this is the final tier list. And first off, let me address the new thing that's been going around. Do not use E4 to revert to Overexalt. Why the fuck are you guys using E4 to revert to Overexalt? Overexalt is +4. The way the community has done it forever, for months until recently, is E0. Base copy, no dupes. E1 to E3, the dupes required to make a unit, the passives. After E3, it's +1, +2, +3, +4. +4 is Overexalt. +8 is +5 level cap. +12 is another +5 level cap, and it's done. That's the way the community has been referring to it. Do not use E4 to refer to OE. E4 would mean +1. Stop using that. It's very confusing and frustrating for new players if you keep using that terminology. Okay? Now, on to the video.
Greetings, this is Flares with the Whale tier list update. Now, I know that there's been some confusion despite me putting C equals average. And this is my general tier list right here. I made a +12 one. So, again, my tier list is not like other gachas. C means average. C means usable. C means there are good units. They're average. C doesn't mean they're complete dog shit. That's what DNF is for. I used the entire gamut for the tier list. Once again, A is good. B, above average compared to the standard, okay? These are the wakers we're comparing it to. People say that, the unit is B, they're trash. No, B units are great. A units are great. S means meta defining, meaning they break the game. They change the way the game is played. Like, there's before and after the character. Like, dies. Game changing. Everyone knows why. Let's list all of the character supports dies is competing with. Okay, we're done. She does everything. And since some of you guys want streamer mode or default mode, I'm using default mode right now. I'm going to switch for this video. I'm going to switch back and forth every video to appease both audiences, because some people like streamer mode more. So I'm going to turn on streamer mode right about now.
Okay, this is streamer mode Flares right now. So, I present, and people are misjudging, like, Ogier, very good unit. I use Ogier a lot. Why? Because I have him +12. He's a welfare unit that you can +12. This tier list is based on average, meaning I'm pulling there at E0, E3, +4, whaled out. So they're parallel. That's why I rate Calf in my video B tier, because she's complete dog shit D tier if she's E0 to 2. She's A tier at E3, and she's S tier at +12. She's straight up S tier, one of the best units. So to clear up the confusion, I want to make the default tier list right here. This is the whale edition relative to this tier list. So C in this tier list It's the same power level as C in this tier list. And in this video, I'll make the true whale edition, whale comparison version, meaning that we're going to make a new standard, like what's an S tier fully whaled out unit and what's an F tier. Because as you see, if you plus 12 with perfect covenants, perfect wheels, level 90, most units are playable and strong. There's only a few units which are complete dog shit still at plus 12, fully invested. And we can go into them, but if you watch any of my other tier list video, you would understand why. Now, when you plus 12 an Awaker, you get an additional 10 levels on them. You also get an attribute enhancement option, which I'll quickly pull up. So attribute enhancement is this. So every Awaker, if you whale them out, always at plus 1 level craft increase, and this. So every Awaker has different these two stats. So this will affect whether they're good to whale out or not, whether these two stats are good. Also, when you increase the level cap, every Awaker has different attribute growth based on their base attribute. Because every time you level them, it's not a flat increase. Like, best example here, Caucus, great stats. Level 90 Caucus will have more stats than a level 90 G-Doll. Oh, that is a better comparison. Let's look at a level 70 G-Doll versus level 70 Jellet. See? Her stats are still low because it's growing based on her initial stats. Tawil has average stats. It's 120 at level 60. These are the exact average stat value devs use to balance the game. So 150 con, 150 attack, 150 defense is average for level 80. Because that's the whole concept lore of the thing. So we base everything. Like most supports besides Dice have below average stats but they have better scaling on their cards. Riker has above average on all three stats. 24 has extremely high attack, above average constitution, extremely below average defense. So if I Nox's advancer, increase her level, her attack value is going to increase by a bigger value than constitution or defense. This is how stat works. So some units are better to whale out than other units. Now let's go into the E stats once again so you understand my methodology. Lotan, crit rate, crit damage, insanely good. Insanely good. Now let's go to Thorazine, crit damage, damage amp, insanely good. Let's go to Nautilus, Realm Mastery, damage amp, garbage. Realm Mastery, garbage, damage amp, good for the team. Now, that is what you decide. If you want to whale, look at this. This is what you're getting when you whale out. Some Awakers have good crit. You want that. This guy, useless, because you're not playing him as damage. You're playing him as Keyflare. Keyflare is good. Ogier. Pretty bad, but his other stats we got. And the scaling. Every Waker, you look at here, the scaling, defense, attack. So as he gets higher in level, which is easy to do, his defense is pretty high, attack's pretty high. So he scales very well with his cards, the more you invest in him. So again, that is what my tier list and spreadsheets make up for the Whale Edition. And I want to ask, this is why every Awaker has different stat growth values based on their initial stats. So that's why Daffodil, very good. Look at her initial attack stat, very good. Most supports, low initial stat values. I can't believe, because people are fucking, they're fucking ultra players or something. Normally this is, bad, but supports are generally around that. So this is how you value which units to level up, in case you're wondering what to invest in, what to level up. You look at their initial stat value. You look at all that in order to make a fair comparison or for the future. So that's how stat growth works in the game. Now, this is all tier list relative to this. Why is Pharaohs the same plus 12? Because plus 12 Pharaohs that does nothing different than E1, E0 Pharaohs. I tried. A lot of people tried to make her work. She doesn't scale that well. Her E stats are trash. You're only using her for her Exalt. You're using her for her Exalt to pull cards. Her Exalt is very good in D-Type team. You won't replace her. Cassia, the same thing. Even in my Cassia comp, you're not using Cassia for anything but her utility. Leveling her up, wailing her out does not make your team comp inherently stronger from base Cassia. Same with all these units. Like Celeste, you're using her for her revive. Now, Hellet, same thing. She's still weaker than all these. Nymph, same thing. Liz jumped up a few tiers. She is now usable. She's now average plus 12. You can use her to clear content. Is she stronger than anyone else up here? No. There's not a single unit up here that she is stronger in plus 12 to their plus 12. Not a single unit up here. Now Sorrel jumped up a few tiers. Plus 12 Sorrel, above average if you want to wail on her. However, if you wail on her, if you wail out on any other unit, they are stronger than her. Because they have better stats, better attack value, better scale, because she's an old awaker. Her kit is outdated. She got power crept hard. At release, she was good. Even with the minor buffs, she's still pretty bad for plus 12. Again, this is plus 12. Any newer player looking at this is not what you should base a tier list on. This is the tier list you should base stuff on. This tier list on this side. Not this side. This side is perfect scenario where they would be on tier list. Perfect scenario, Thorazine. I can put him up there. I'm putting him up this here. I'm putting him up there. So I will make this neat when I get home. Because currently, I am... Okay, this is Future Flares at home. So, Future Flares. What was Past Flares talking about? All right, tier list. All right, here we go. So, as Past Flares was saying... Let's see, what was he going? Tier list. I think Past Flares covered this. So, I'll make the whale comparison. So, how I do tier list is we base it on E attributes. I think I went over that and everything. So, let's go with S tier. What Awakers are meta defining, breaks the game, plus 12. So, Tawil, Jella, everyone agrees. I would put Calf here, but it's my rule. I do not add new Awakers to the tier list. I do place them on the tier list in my videos, where they would be, but I wait until their run is over to place them on this tier list. Why? Is because Calf might get a buff before her banner ends. So I don't want to move her around every time I place her in tier list. So when the banner ends and once people have used her enough, I will reevaluate and decide her place on the tier list. Generally, it doesn't change. Yeah, as she is, she's A tier E3, S tier OE plus. So if it was a plus 12, Calf would be right here. Calf will be right here. So, Thorazine does not belong in S tier for the new Whale Edition plus 12. Because he is S tier using the old metric here. You know, but with a new power level, is he as strong as a plus 12 Jellet? As a plus 12 to Will? No. Unfortunately, that is not the case. He's not meta-defining. In that way, his kit's very simple. At best, I will place him A tier. He's not meta game-changing. Oh my gosh. Blow up shit. You have to actually put some thought. 24. Is she S tier? Yes. Poison 24. Still S tier, plus 12, even compared to plus 12 to Will and Jellet. Now, Uvash. Where is he on this tier list? S tier. Now, level 90, fully invested, perfect covenant in a Whale Uvash does more damage than Thorazine, and it's easier to set up. Lotan. Where does she fall in the Omega Whale plus 12 tier list? S tier. Her overexalt does fixed damage 15%. If the boss ever comes out that has 20 trillion HP, she's still going to do 15% of that HP. That's what she used for. And she's a welfare unit. Very good. Her overexalt, one of the few sources of repeatable 15% fixed damage. Very few people would disagree with that, so I'm confident in my decision there. So, this is roughly it for DPS. DPS, no other unit belonging S tier because no other unit plus 12 matches up with these 5 DPS. Not even close. There's a big gap. So, A tier. Let's go to support. Hamel supports. He gets in more strength. Nothing changed about him. G-Doll. Everyone knows how broken G-Doll is. Dies. Let's see our Carol competition. All right, we've seen them. Next, Horla. Obviously, nothing's changed. She's just stronger. Haster. S tier. Helps you survive. Riker. God Riker. And S tier. You're gonna get, because you God Riker plus 12 perfect covenants and wheels. That means he has an insanely high crit rate. So let's RG. And you're gonna hit. Aegis. S tier. Her Petrify now gets a final damage, 25% damage boost for that turn when she overexalts. Good key for regen. Nothing and the whole Petrify thing. Very good at endgame. Plus 12 whale. S tier. Undisputed. Undisputed comparatively. Now let's add in the rest. Ogier. Let's put him A tier for now, because he's very good. Salvador, obvious AA tier. He's extremely strong, but not as strong as these options. Lily, very strong. More and more def resist. You're going to have perfect def resist wheels. Her defense is going to be like 400. Insane if you have maxed out covenants and wheel. Insane. Now Karen. She's very good, but in comparison to the new hierarchy in this whale tier list, she is worse than these at plus 12. Like, she's very good at plus 12, don't get me wrong. Her stat scaling plus 12. She's very good utility, but not as strong compared to these other units. I might even put her CC tier as the new average. So let's do that. What's an average unit? Pharaohs. What's an average unit? Celise. Still average right here. Usable. Nothing to write home about. Cassia with the calf. Average. Doll. Average. Average from her old F tier up here. Average. Pandia. Plus 12. She's still bad. Unfortunate. The buff didn't do much. Alva. Plus 12. She's usable. But in comparison to others, let me move to Alva. Alva plus 12. Let's move her up to D here. She's below average. She's not trash. Your count level's higher, but she's better than F tier Alva. Let's see that. But in comparison to other whales, if you're comparing with the new paradigm, F tier, very weak. Lay, still F tier. In comparison to all the other supports, tanked. Let's see. Plus 12 tanked. Still pretty bad. Her cost, she's too expensive. And especially with the new paradigm, like if you have plus 12 perfect covenants and wheels, you don't need tank's crit. Because they're going to naturally have high crit anyway. Because you're going to whale out on perfect covenants, perfect wheels. In a perfect scenario, So she's still useless. So let's see here. Let's get the Winkle. Plus 12. Plus 12 Winkle. Is she still as good as she is? So she actually drops down a tier. Because while she's a very good alien in this battery, since you're plus 12, you have more sources of alienness regen. You have the Miriam. And plus, you have, if you want alienness, you can have better alienness wheels, better stuff. So her low drops her a few tiers to be, again, above average, but in comparison to this whole plus 12 thing, everyone's plus 12. Murphy, still A tier. Her damage reduction, insane. Now she generates more key flare. Miriam, still A tier. She's A tier in comparison to everything else plus 12. Actually, she's one of the better units plus 12. Now, Ramona. In comparison to every other plus 12, she drops down a tier. B tier, because you would replace her with anything else up here, plus 12. Now let's get Goliath. If he was plus 12, nothing changes. But actually, he drops down to average. Nothing changes about him. Would not recommend him because, again, E3 Goliath, plus 12 Goliath. You're using him as a support, not a damage unit. Unfortunately, that is the case of the game. So, Feint, plus 12. So, in comparison to every other unit, I'm deciding between A or B tier, but we have a lot of units in A. Is she as good as a Murphy? I don't think so. Is she as good as a Lily? Probably not plus 12, because Lily will have 400 plus defense. And they're both death resist units. With 400 plus defense, you probably don't need Fate. Thing is, Fate builds DR. If your entire team is plus 12, you're going to have so much health, so much defense. You have an extremely wailed out team. You don't need to use Fate. So, C tier. She's still good, but again, assuming a fully wailed out team, if you're proccing death resist, that's a skill issue at that point. Now, you're not going to proc death resist, so why do you need Fame? That is the truth. So actually, maybe I put her in D tier, but I'm putting her in C tier because she is pretty good. She's not as trash as Clem. So let's see. Speaking of Clem, where does she fall? F tier. Because if you spent that much money, you're fucking doomed already on fucking this useless ass piece of shit. Then yeah, I would tell you to kill yourself, but since you're an ultra player, you probably won't do enough damage. So you should ask someone else to do it. So let's see here. Maybe a red player, maybe a blue player could actually deal damage. So who else here? Agrippa plus 12. She's still in D tier. Nothing really changes. Wanda plus 12. Nothing changes. Still in D tier. Let's see here. Hellet plus 12. In comparison to every other DPS, let's put her down here. Nymph, with the recent buffs, I'm confident to put her there. Liz, in comparison to every other unit, let's put her here for now. For future changes, just get her down. Sorrel, let's see. Comparison to other units. She's not one tier below Dorothy. Dorothy does way more damage than her. C tier. Jenkins, plus 12. Let's put her B tier, above average. She does more damage than these 3 units. Now Dath, plus 12. A tier, easy decision. She's very strong. Very strong. I would put her in S tier, but I think these units are more flexible and more usable. But I think she's roughly around here. She can do like one turn shenanigans with her counter, but that requires some setup. And again, not really that consistent. Let's see, Caucus. I still value him highly, but not as highly as these. I say plus 12 with everything else plus 12. He's more of a support unit. So I would place him as a B tier support. Yeah, let me think. Yeah, B tier support plus 12 compared to other units. But his stats are high. His stats are insane. So I might put him in A tier. His stats are insane, and that helps you bypass the poison and counter caps in R2. And that's very valuable, and he gives a lot of HP to your team. So I'm confident in putting him there. Tulu, in comparison to every other unit, plus 12. Let's say he does let you one turn a lot. Is he as strong as Dorothy and Daff? No. I place him B tier damage because he is more of a damage unit now. So Erica, plus 12. Where does she go? Let's put her. Is she as strong a plus 12 Winkle and stuff? No. Let's put her in C tier. So let's see here. Sangha. So Sangha, while she is very strong, in comparison to every other unit, shield value, she can do, D-dive, but alert 5, she can do that. It takes so long to ramp up. Not as strong as Salvador in defense department. Less flexible than Ogier. Less flexible than Lily. Worse than all these A tiers. So I'm confident in putting her in B tier support because in comparison to every other damage at plus 12, she doesn't do that much. So, yeah, I'm confident in my decision to put her there. Let's see here. Arita plus 12, fully wailed out. Unknown. Because no one has her plus 12 in the English community because you needed 1.5 years. But based on everything I've played with her, she's getting stronger by the day. I think she probably lands in the same tier as Jenkins. But I will get back to you in a couple of months when I have her plus 12 fully groomed. To tell you. how she feels at plus 12, level 90. Because once I get dead there. Now, who else am I missing? Am I missing anyone? Am I missing any cuties? Pania, Alba, Theros, Corporal. Corporal, plus 12. Not as strong as Dorsey, not as strong as Daff. B tier with the rest. Now, who else is here? Salvador's here. Will is here. That's everyone. So let's fine tune this tier list. So, S tier. Without a doubt, these are S tier. Now, Riker. I believe in God Riker. You got to hit. 24. These damage units are pretty strong. Pretty confident on this. So this tier, I'm going to work on. This A tier, too many. Now, Murphy, very strong. Lily, very strong. Plus 12 Ogier. I like him. I use him a lot. However, he's 200 temporary strength, level 90, pretty invested. I'm just trying to think whether he's better than Karen, Winkle, all these at plus 12. So I'm confident putting him A tier, yeah. Miriam, confident there. Caucus, big stats. Yep, I'm confident on that. Final placement. So Jenkins, very strong. These are all comparable at plus 12, I think. Okay, this is where I'm hesitant on. Actually, let's drop down here. Even she's not as strong as Nymph or Sorrel plus 12. It's kind of unfair to him. But she's not as bad as Pandia. Okay, I'm gonna move Pandia back down. Here we go. I'm more confident with this now. So let's see. Wanda, Grappa plus 12. Okay, this is 100%. Yeah, I'm confident on that. Cassia plus 12. Let's move her down one. Because these are more usable. Because again, she's all utility based. Because Erica is undoubtedly stronger than Cassia here. Maybe I move Erica up one. Yeah, I'll move Erica up one. Plus 12 in comparison. You're only easier for a card draw. I'm gonna move Varus down one. Okay, let's see here. Solis. I'm confident in this. Okay, this is the whale comparison version, meaning all the new paradigm, these are the new average units, S tier. So these are, tier list done. So again, E0 to E3, then plus 1 to plus 12. I've seen some people say E4. Do not use E4 for overresult. Overresult is plus 4. That's what we use. So again, let me write it here. E0 to E3, then plus 1 to plus 12. Plus 4 equals OE. Here we go. Confident, these are the other tier lists. But I'm going to delete Dorothy, no longer Upcoming Waker. Upcoming Awaker. Next one is G Murphy. No, not the next one, but next one. The next one is either Caro or a Ultra unit. So look forward to it. But next order is G Murphy. Then 2 Unknown Awakers, then Caribou, 2 Unknown Awakers, then Arachne, 2 Unknown Awakers, then G Tulu. So Murphy's next, so they typically don't do a thing one after another. So that's about it.